Now on to the aftermath of yesterday's line of strong storms that moved through our area. Here's what we know. The National Weather Service has confirmed at least one confirmed tornado touchdown. This was in Henry County along Brandon Road. That's just north of McDonough. Along with the team at Henry County, we do know that a second National Weather Service team made it to Noonan and Coweta County to survey the damage there. The damage stretched for a wide area, and crews were out even this morning cleaning up that area. Here now to talk more about these storms is meteorologist Keith Stellman. He's the meteorologist in charge at the National Weather Service in Peachtree City. Good morning to you, Keith.
Hey, good morning.
All right, can you talk to us about this confirmed tornado in Henry County?
Yeah, I actually surveyed that one yesterday. So the line of strong storms moved through yesterday. It looks like this one spun up within that line that was moving across. Looks like it spun up just before it hit I-75. A little intermittent, sporadic damage. I did find some trees on homes in the I-75 corridor, and then as it sort of shifted east-northeast and got closer to that Brandon Road area is where it picked up in its intensity and maximized in the Brandon Road area over towards Highway 155. And saw a lot of trees down, some carports that were flipped over, some siding damage on houses, stuff like that in that region.
Talk to me about how you guys do a survey. I know you do one from the air and also on land.
If we can get up in the air and look at things in the air, we'll do that. For weaker tornadoes, I say weaker. It's all relative, really. Mm-hmm. EF0, EF1. Sometimes it's a little harder to see the damage when it's sporadic or intermittent from the air. It's sometimes better to get in the air on the stronger tornadoes, but if we can get up in the air, we'll do that if it makes it a little easier. But in the cases of the storms in the metro area, there's enough side streets and roads that we can drive it on the ground. And in this case, it was only on the ground for about 6.5 miles or so. So that's not all that difficult to traverse. But we'll go inspect the damage, look at all of the factors, whether it was tree damage, trees next to houses, was the house damage, and begin to assess what type of wind speed it will take to cause that type of damage. And we'll add up, sort of look at all of the damage as a whole and come up with a general rating on the tornado itself.
If you can, tell me how this ranks where the Storm Prediction Center gave us a level 3 threat for severe weather. How is, with the damage that you've seen so far, how does this rank with that level of a threat?
Yeah, so the level 3 corresponds back to the probability of seeing a tornado, right? Mm-hmm. So without getting too involved into the math, that yesterday the level 3 was corresponding to a 10% probability of seeing a tornado. Well, I say 10%. It's not just a 10% chance. It is, but you have to look at it when it's relative to normal. So this time of year, the normal chance of seeing a tornado is about 0.4% on any given day. And see, we're starting to approach the peak of the season. So when you look at a 0.4% chance compared to what they forecast, which was a 10% chance, mm-hmm. There was about a 25 times greater likelihood of seeing a tornado yesterday than any normal given day this time of year. So all things considered, I'd say it was fairly close to what we anticipated yesterday from the Storm Prediction Center. Gotcha.
Now, we had a lot of severe thunderstorm warnings in the area as well. Do you ever go out? Let me ask you this: Do you go out when there maybe not have been a tornado warning that was issued, but maybe people are seeing some type of damage? Do you go out then also to survey?
We will. So, obviously, severe thunderstorm warnings can come with some pretty widespread damage. We've seen it before, and things such as a downburst or a microburst can occur. And the damage from a microburst or downburst to the person on the ground will feel, will sound, and will look like a tornado. It will down the trees just like everything else. It will blow things around. It will knock things over. It will take roofs off houses. I've surveyed a number of downbursts and microbursts in North Georgia over the past 12 to 15 years. And they're just as damaging as a EF1, sometimes EF2 tornadoes. And so when we get into those cases, we'll go out and determine whether or not it was a tornado or a downburst. But typically for a tree down here or there or a tree on a house that's sort of isolated, we won't typically go out and survey it and just associate it with a thunderstorm wind damage.
Gotcha. Are you guys going back out today? And if so, where will you be headed?
We have a team going down to Warner Robins today. We have our group internally that's finalizing what looks like it's going to be a tornado track in Coweta County. So that'll be a second tornado associated with this. There's some other damage that came in that I know it's part of our internal chat. You have access to that in the Fayetteville area. And when we line that damage up with damage in Noonan and with Coweta, or with Henry County, it's sort of in line with where those tornado tracks were. And so it's a little suspicious to us that we may have to go look from the Fayetteville area eastward over towards the Lovejoy area for maybe another tornado track. We'll have to go look at that a little deeper.
Gotcha. Gotcha. I know you're going to be busy today. All right, meteorologist Keith Stellman, National Weather Service in Peachtree City. Thanks for joining us today.
Thanks, Chesley.
All right, no problem.